Hey everyone, welcome back. We have picked the Egyptians for the contemporary era because I was not having any difficulty getting most of my other era stars, and I really want to get as much fame as possible. So getting those aesthete stars in the last era is going to help a lot with my fame generation. So here's the overview of the world. I have fully conquered my starting continents. Harappa is my capital. I did start as the Harappans. Um, and this thing is an absolute monster in producing money. And I have some science cities as well, almost 3,000 science in this city. San Lorenzo, almost a little over 2,000. So plenty of science to go around, plenty of cities. We did just reach the contemporary, so I can now see some of these resources. So I have some uranium and aluminum, some more aluminum here, more aluminum, uranium. So pretty good. I would like to have 3 uranium for the ICBM test later. Do I see any over here? Yeah, there is some in that territory. Now I still lack oil. I want to secure at least 3. I am still at war with the Mycenaeans, so I can take this oil from them at the end of the war. And I will need that for sure. But I do need to identify another source of oil here. So I'm going to keep exploring with my men of war. And I'm going to come down here and claim this island. I'm just going to claim everything. Okay. So let's continue our war against the sort of orange player here. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and siege this. Okay, they are assaulting me. I should have no trouble reclaiming my flag. And I do have line infantry as reinforcements. They do have a lot of units that can come just like slam into me. So hopefully they won't do that. Sometimes they don't. If they can take your flag right off the bat, they will not just like come suicide their units. So that's great, because they did not do that. Okay. Can I kill him? Yes, I can. So a great thing about Dragoons is that they have move and fire. Though I can't. I used most of my movement already. Alright. So now it's time to bring in the line infantry. Get these halberdiers out of here. They are fairly threatening. I screwed up. I should have moved him here so I had another 2 shots on that guy. And then I could have moved a guy in here and killed the halberdiers, but I did not do that because I was not paying enough attention. So do be careful when you're moving your units. It makes a difference. Let's see, might be able to... Yeah. Get over here. It's the only place I can get a shot with another unit, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll just move these guys down here, give some adjacency to some of my friendly units. And there we go. See what they do. Okay, that Karat can shoot me, but I should be able to take him out without issue. I may lose line infantry here. And they keep they're getting really lucky on some of their damage rolls here. Yeah, they're doing a lot of damage, like way more than they should be most of the time. Okay. But it is, like, minimum damage is always, it's always between 5 and 25. So, you can get, like, it is theoretically possible that your line infantry die to 4 draftees. Okay, Knossos is mine, or Gnosis. I could unlock the tech, but I'd prefer to save my research there. I'll just take a science boost, and we're going to go for aerial warfare to get aluminum and get access to the airport and some supporting stuff. And then we're going to go straight down the line, the fusion reactor, to try to produce pollution. We're almost at 10k, and it does scale up faster than you think it's going to. Okay, I'm mostly waiting on these guys to grow. Let's see. Now, let's keep production filled, so at least until I get those U-boats. They're going to just patrol the waters and, you know, make sure there aren't any scary bad guys out to kill me. Okay, time to get my influence production going. I do want as many of these as possible. They don't produce any pollution or anything like that. So just want to get my aesthete era stars because there was no way I was going to get them without picking the Egyptians. What's going on in Harappa? Sure, just buy those. Come on, prioritize things properly, please. Thank you. Okay, and more archaeological digs. Don't really care what yields I lose. The output from these, the influence output from these is more important than pretty much anything else at this point, because I have plenty of other yields. It's fine. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, and that's everything. I literally want this in every single city. And I'm going to prioritize it over the academy. Okay, only 2 territories there. San Lorenzo, well, let's just buy that research quarter. And archaeological digs, here we go. I lose a lot of yields there. Why do I only get 1? That's, oh, because I'm generating influence there from, that's a stupa, I guess. Doesn't look like a stupa. Feels like it didn't load in properly. Okay. Aha. So I have a lot of territory in this city. Yeah, I can take -30 stability. Like, there aren't any stability issues at this point in the game. There are too many techs and, like, manufactories and all that kind of thing that just boost stability up to obscene levels. So once you get to this point in the game, if you are having stability issues, I don't really know what to tell you. Okay, aerial warfare. Alright, so we want Mykeene. We want Alniyat, whatever that territory is. That's the one with the oil. And yeah, we'll go ahead and take Knossos as well. Or Gnosis. Ideally, we will absorb that city. I could also just... It only has 2 population. So, yeah, let's just do this. That trader badge just does not matter to me. If you don't know what the trader badge is, let's see. It looks like I don't have it at the moment. Maybe I have to be in the diplomacy view. There is a badge. It's called traitor or trader, depending on, you know, how much you emphasize the T. I usually say trader. Sounds more like a D, like I'm trading things. Anyway, the trader badge basically, like, gives other people bonuses against you when you're at war. I can't remember the exact thing it is, but I think it's like some bonus war support when they win battles and that kind of stuff. Alright, do I have... Yeah. Give me all the crisis stuff. Need to build up my war support. I do have the Forbidden City as well, so I need to keep that in mind. I didn't even build their oil. Interesting. Oh, come on. There's a harbor on it. Well, I don't want a harbor there. I don't know how they managed to build a harbor on top of that. Okay, so this is mostly science in here. I do need some growth as well. Let's get fertilizer plant. I'm just going to go ahead and buy that out so I can move as many people onto science. And just go for these science infrastructure. At least until... Sure, just build whatever. I am looting you next turn. That doesn't matter to me. Makes no difference. Okay, my Mycenaeans have been eliminated. Let's buy that archaeological dig. I do want my aluminum mines as soon as possible. You can get some nice buffs from having aluminum. Where else do I have aluminum? Down here. Buy that out. And see, it's uranium. I do have another aluminum mine. So just get all the aluminum, because you can get power lines right here, which is basically the same thing that coal gives you. You get +1 of whatever yield on the respective quarters for every aluminum that you have. So it really scales up your outputs. Okay, got those ones already. Did I get this one? I don't think I did. No. Okay, let's buy the archaeological dig and work on that aluminum mine as well. Looks like there may be a player I never met that got eliminated very early in the game. Okay. Yeah, let's just put that outpost back down, and then we will attach it right here. Expansionist Aerostar is finally updated. Hopefully I can get all of those. We'll see. Gonna have to go to a lot of war. This actually makes... is there a militarist available in this era? I'm trying to remember all the different cultures. But militarists can be pretty good if you like ascend or something from the previous era. No, I don't think there is a militarist in the final era. But if you like ascend as the Germans, you can go to war way more often because of your base war support. Hell no. No, I don't want that. I want my +1 combat strength, please and thank you. So the trade-off on that Civic, it's this one right here. +1 combat strength is way better than that unit industry cost modifier, in my opinion. It's better to have, because the AI are always going to be able to outproduce your units, except like very late in the game when, you know, they've kind of lost track of what they're supposed to be doing, and their random bonus outputs aren't good enough to keep up anymore. Let's get the extra science here. But for most of the game, you know, they are always going to be able to outproduce you, and it's way better to have units that are, you know, buffed up that you can take advantage of rather than trying to make more of them, because that's not a battle you're going to win against the AI for most of the game. Nice. I one-shot these Dragoons. Goodbye. Okay. Alright, I can work on archaeological digs in the city as well. We go ahead and buy the printing house. I want the archaeological digs first. That is the output I am struggling the most with, is the influence. Yeah, am more than happy to buy them where it's appropriate. Don't need to buy the aluminum mines. I'm not getting extra benefit out of those quite yet. Yeah, buy that. Okay. +7. Oh, let's see. Yeah, +7 is fine. I'll get there in one turn. Just want the highest production spot because it'll get the outpost online faster. Okay, nuclear fusion researched. Nuclear weapons. We want proliferation, but we have to wait a turn for that. Sure, that's fine. I don't have that Civic, so it doesn't affect me at all. Okay. Come on. Looking for oil. What's down here? There is still a player left in the game. Seems like they've been relegated to the extreme end of the world. Alright. So, we have uranium now. I'm gonna prioritize that. Where else is my uranium? I know I have at least one other. Right here in San Lorenzo. Builder Aerostar. Do you have any more uranium? I think it's just those two. I do have aluminum right here. I'll go ahead and buy that. Yeah. So I want access to more uranium. And oil once I can find it. You know, I haven't had as many issues with oil recently after the you know, world generation adjustments, but this game has been a little unique in that regard, I suppose. What can these upgrade to? Just nuclear submarines. So going for fusion reactor, that'll reduce my pollution output quite a bit. So hopefully the game won't end too early. I'm not too worried about it this game. I've seen the AI get absurd pollution numbers. Like, they start polluting at like turn 100 or even earlier. There are some games like that. Thankfully this game is not one of them. Okay. Boost research. How's my war support here? I'm gonna refuse their demands, and if they declare war on me, that's fine. Nope, refusing your demands there too. Okay. I want to continue this way. I don't think anyone's circumnavigated yet, so that is a possibility. Oil has a tendency to spawn a lot on like the extremes in water, in like Arctic areas and that kind of stuff. So just skirting around the edge, seeing if I can locate some oil, because I will need one more. So I would like to get an airport, and then get an airport in a city on the other continent in case I need to fly over some reinforcements. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Still have plenty of food in the city, and I could support some more population. Let's get our science numbers up a bit, because this city has so much stuff. I can support doing pretty much anything at this point. Okay. I need more food in here to fill out these scientist slots. Fertilizer plant would be great. I don't have artificial reservoirs yet. Let's grab those. And I can just buy those out as well. So quite a big increase on food there. Excuse me. So let's wait until I have at least 50. And then I'll be able to surprise war. There we go, fusion reactor. Okay, Edo finally died. They just attrition to death, most likely. Alright, so we need to enact, where is it? Nuclear weapons and nuclear proliferation. Alright, and then we can get started on things like fission tests. So we kind of just want to squeeze this in to a space that I'm not going to be using. I want to leave lots of open space for some of these other projects because they end up taking up quite a bit of space. Right here would be just fine. There's nothing else I'm going to realistically fit in that space. Hold on. Which civic is this? Press freedom. I don't believe I have that yet. Where's press freedom? I already have that civic. Oh, it's to revoke it. No thanks. I like that one. Nope. So my culture output is pretty low, which is why I'm getting all these osmosis events. They can be a two-sided sword, right? Because sometimes they like just give you a ton of science for no reason whatsoever. And then other times they're like, here, spam you with cultural conversion things and make you take massive stability hits. Yeah, here we go. Here's green. Okay, amazing. They've got a quadrireme and some pentaconner here. So they're in good shape. They are in the early moderns somehow. Okay, next turn we'll declare war and we'll get a boost from Forbidden City as well. And down here, I'm feeling okay about my outputs at the moment. Let me check my money stars. I could use a little bit more, to be honest. So let's keep going with these market quarters down here. It's basically all the city is doing is helping me get my money era stars. Would be good to get this one right here, +1 influence on research quarters, but I need more influence before I can get that. All right, let's get a quick pickup on power lines to increase some of those outputs, and we're going to go straight for communication satellites to get the satellite stuff online, because those do involve some competitive needs, and the space station is along the way, and we want all of that stuff. Okay, now we're going to go for the, what is that, the fission test or fusion test? Okay. Let's see. Just like barely want to squeeze it in somewhere. Like just a perfect little location. This will be good for some other things maybe. Can't quite get it in down here. What about over here? Sorry, this might take me a little... Okay. Right here's a good spot, because realistically, I can't... If this were tiles wider, I won't be able to place it because of the uranium and horses. I'm going to squeeze that right there. And let's buy that out. Let's get you in on the fusion test. Get you in on the fusion test. Just want to build this in as few turns as possible. Topkapi Palace is helping a lot here. Don't think I'm going to be able to one-turn it. Don't quite have enough production for that. Yeah. I just want you to continue making market quarters for me. Thank you. Okay. +1 influence on maker's quarters. I don't think I... no, artistic expression. Market quarter would be better for me, but I don't have the civic yet, and it's free. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Can't enter their territory. There's oil up here. Okay, Austria-Hungary, you are next. You are next in line to be devoured. I'm going to have to go through these guys on land to make it happen. And I think I'll declare war on them in a second here. Okay. So I want to push up this way, and then I can get over to the black player and get to their oil up here. Okay, so here we go. Surprise war. You can see I get that boost from controlling the Forbidden City, which is a really good wonder. I highly recommend it. Assault. So, cavalry are a little bit more versatile in how I can use them because of move and fire. So we'll keep these front ranks open here. Gonna move my cavalry around a bit. This should be fine. Not gonna worry too much about it. I can't shoot over that. Okay, so move him there. Do you have line of sight there? So I'm not worrying too much about placement because end of the day, I am going to win this battle rather easily. So with move and fire, I can move these guys into like one position and just cycle them in and out. And then we'll move them out right there. Bring the next guy in, kill the draftees. Aha, some guys up here. Sure. How many do they have left? We'll just leave the Dragoons right there. They should deal with anyone that tries to suicide into them. Still taking a fair bit of damage from that, but it is somewhat random, so... Okay, finish off those draftees. Okay, easy siege. This does have 2 uranium in it, so this would be a really nice city to take in a peace deal. Has a ton of luxuries in here as well. Go ahead and end the turn. Looks like we finished our second nuclear test thing, whatever it's called. The fission test or fusion test, whichever it is. I'm going to have these guys just like come chill out over here until I need them. You're kind of just randomly wandering. Let's get you over here and I'll upgrade you eventually. Okay, going for rocket science. Oh, can these enter enemy territory? They can... Oh. I'm not at war, but I can enter territory with submarines. I'd learned something new today, guys. In case you didn't know either. That actually makes submarines a little bit more useful. Can scout out your opponents. Okay, alright. So this is what I need more uranium for, is this ICBM test. We can get to work on the Sydney Opera House, which I'm going to do because that is more fame. I have a lot of bonuses towards getting it up and running thanks to the Topkapi Palace. Might as well put one of those down. Do need that extra stuff. Sydney Opera House. Sydney Opera House. 4 turns isn't too bad. Can we get it down to 3? What are you working on? Okay, there's 3 turns. And Hattusa, maybe? No, not quite. You need some other stuff first, so I'll let you work on that. Archaeological dig first, though. Let's see. Sure. I don't think that choice matters that much. I'm not going to go into detail about why I picked it, because I honestly don't think it really mattered at all. So, alright. What is that? Those are these both like garrisons? Yeah, we don't need garrisons. We have absolutely 0 issues with stability at this point in the game, thanks to like manufactories and that kind of stuff. Let's scout this a little bit more, see what we're actually up against here. Kind of crappy terrain to assault a city with. Rather go around if I can. Oh, there's 2 oil here. Yeah, definitely need to take that. Okay. So I'll have those guys hanging out. Have the men of war come up this way. I'm not really going to need them for anything else. Okay, I don't know what that effect actually does. It says my men of war are sick, basically. Sick of me telling them to run back and forth across the world, perhaps. How are you doing on Aerostars? Still need another 22k for my aesthete, which is a big ask, but we'll see if I can get there. Okay, I do have the space station available, which takes up a fair bit of room. I think I can get it somewhere in here. Though this might be... I think this will be the spot for my ICBM test. I think I have enough space there. So I'm going to put it down here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, like right there. But let's finish Sydney Opera House first. You can work on... Well, no. Just work on your market quarters. Oops, there we go. Okay, there's a merchant Aerostar. Looks like I might be able to assault right here. I think this will be better for me. Yeah. We'll go right here. Okay, leave that sort of front open so I have my shots. They have quite a bit of fortification strength. Aha. Go for those ones. Have any movement left? I do not. That's fine. You go here. You go here. Let him shoot. Just move him back. Get all our units on the field. Okay. And now here comes the great suicide of the draftees. It's actually better for you in terms of unit survival when one of the draftees survives, because they'll keep throwing all the units onto the same tile against the same unit, and they can't do that if one of their units survives. So it's nice when one of their units survives, because it means your units are safe. Just that one unit left? It is. Let's get someone with low veterancy in there to finish him off. Try to get him to vet 3. There we go. Oh, Babylon, you are next. How's my war going here? Okay. Their war support is falling quite a bit. I would like to get an airport up here so I can ferry some more units. That's fine. Just going to go ahead and buy that, because soon I will make some units here and get another army to support me. Oh, I can totally destroy these guys. Hello. Remember, I do have I have a lot of stuff boosting my combat strength, right? So I have +3 from the legacy trait from the Germans. I have +2 from a tenet. I have +2 from the ideology. I control the lighthouse. I have professional soldiers. So the base of this is 53. So I'm boosting it by +9 with all my effects, which is really strong. Okay, tech. Okay, we got communication satellite. What we really need is neural implant to give us that extra influence, so we can make sure we're reaching our era stars. Okay, there's Sydney Opera House. I'm gonna go ahead and claim Christ the Redeemer as well. Don't need to build him quite yet, but I will if I can manage to work it in. Let's get rid of those. Those aren't important really in Harappa. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and upgrade these musketeers. So we want to knock... Okay, they do have some siege artillery, which is not good for us. We do not want them to have siege artillery. We do not have any siege artillery of our own, because I believe we still lack the oil to make it. No, we do have the oil. Might not be a bad idea to get some of those. I'm going to take Harappa off the space station here and just get a small army of siege artillery going. And then I'll fly it over on the next turn. Okay. Hello again. So every time I attack them, right, I sap their will to fight. I do want to end this war quickly because I want to start pushing over in this direction for Babylon for access to this oil that I'm going to need for some of my projects. I think I one-shot them, yeah. So no chance for these poor Karaks here. One's going to survive for a round, but why can't I shoot from here? Does a reef block attacks? That's weird. Okay, well, 2 will survive, whatever, doesn't matter. And you can work on the space station, we'll finish that in 1 turn. San Lorenzo. I could do a missile silo. I think what I would like to do is actually reduce my pollution here. I just want to make sure pollution does not get out of control. So we will start on the nuclear plant. More than enough money. Yeah, not a problem. Okay, let's finish these guys off. Yeah, I don't know why I can't shoot with this guy. It's bizarre. Line of sight does not appear to be working correctly for him. Alright. And... Okay, Harappa's still working on this stuff. Okay, where's the airports that I built? I don't remember. That's it right there. They took Nessa back. Why do I not have any movement on this guy? Why don't I have any movement on either of them? So we have to go siege Nessa again, unfortunately. Alright, Lunar Lander, for sure. Let's see. Up here looks fine. Though that's another good spot for ICBM test if I need it. Go Lunar Lander right there. And get some people on it. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Lunar Lander. This is why Topkapi is so good. It really reduces the amount of time you need to build this stuff, particularly if you haven't played any builders. 2 turns is acceptable. I don't think I can get it down to 1, so I'm not going to try. Instead, let's improve your production a little bit. And then we can get a nuclear plant to reduce other stuff, to reduce pollution. Just want to keep stacking on science as much as possible. Okay, so we could really use Space Orbital. It gives me more city cap as well as extra fame, so I'm going to go for that. Now, researching the last of these techs ends the game, so I want to avoid that to a certain extent. I want to go back and start researching until I've managed to get all the projects I want to maximize my fame. Okay, got a battle here. They do have artillery, as well as some lancers. They'll be still somewhat effective against my line infantry. Actually, it'd be nice to get GIs or whatever they're called. Just rifles. Yeah, we'll go for rifles because we will need them. Okay, let's fly these guys all the way over here. There we go. And won't be able to get them in the battlefields. Okay, can't artillery strike, so we'll just have this lone line infantry join there. Alright, now let's see what we got with this battle. They are most, let's see, winged hussars are a bit of an issue. Do want to concentrate my units kind of up here. Let the line infantry be the front line, they are higher combat strength. Okay, that looks fine. So, one nice thing about the Winged Hussars is that although they're really effective, the AI are actually kind of worse with them. They're really good when they can suicide all their units into one unit and take a few of yours out. But because the Winged Hussars never are going to die on their charge, it means you can much more effectively fight back against them. Okay, so we're going to move down here to finish that Winged Hussar off. We're going to move these guys back, since they have taken the brunt of the damage for us here. Now, these Winged Hussars are pretty strong still. Still relevant in this era. Let's see. I think I go for the kill on the... oh, shit. I screwed up there. I thought I had the rifle selected, not the Dragoon. Okay, let's get these guys in here. Give some bonus combat strength. Move back a little bit. My flag's down there, which they have totally ignored for some reason. And their artillery, if it shoots anything. I might have just missed what it shot. Okay. And you can move him back. And shoot, and shoot. Let's move here, and shoot there. Move you all the way out. Where are these guys? Okay, those are line infantry there. These guys have shot already. So we really want to finish off these guys here. They are doing the most damage. They have pretty solid combat strength. Plus 5 from culture trait. Plus 2 from... Oh, they were the Huns. And the Hittites. Interesting. That explains why they're so strong, actually. Well, let's get a surround on him. I don't remember if he shot already. He did not. Shoot from there. Okay, units should still be fine. I don't anticipate any of them dying here. No idea how they had line of sight there, but whatever. That charge is a little bit annoying. It's actually maybe one of the few times the AI has like managed to be somewhat effective in combat this late in the game. They usually manage to do absolutely nothing of value. So I consider this an improvement. I thought they could shoot from there. It said I could. Just want all these people to be out of line of sight, out of range. You know. Siege artillery can be a bit of a pain because they do get dug in. So I don't have any artillery to remove the dug in effect. I do outside of combat over here, but they can't shoot because they've already used movement on this turn. So otherwise I would have used that. Okay, we should be able to finish these guys off pretty easily. Okay, there we go. I do need to heal these guys before I assault the city, I think. So we're going to give it a turn. How am I doing on war support? Okay, that's fine. This is really the critical city I need to take because of the 2 uranium it has. Okay, let's see. Could go for an assault. If these guys have enough. But it's not going to include my, whoa. Sometimes the game does that, and I don't know why. Anyway, let's keep moving those guys. I can't... Okay, there we go. Let's do this. Let them move all the way in. And then we'll go for an assault. Alright. Should be pretty easy with the artillery here. Just put them in the back. Move into the walls. Shoot the draftees. Let's get these guys in. I don't have anyone else to shoot this turn, so I'm going to let the artillery get some veterancy by killing that unit. Okay, let's end the rounds. Okay, so the Geosynchronia satellites. Seems as good a spot as any. Need 2 turns for that. Let's make that 1 turn. And you can start on Christ the Redeemer. I don't know. I like it in my core cities, at least. Okay, those are all working on that. That's working on stuff. Alright, Christ the Redeemer. Right up here, right in the mountains. Looks good. You can help. Byblos, working on the nuclear power plant still is fine. You can help with Christ the Redeemer as well. And get a little help there. Okay, went to the moon. And what do they... Where are their units? Okay, I guess I have to hope my line infantry don't die. Ugh, come on. AI doing annoying AI things. Alright, that's fine. It's just one infantry. Alright, so got Eye in the Sky, which has revealed... So basically reveals along the same, like, latitude as your capital, like 33%, the first phase of that project. And the second phase, I don't know how it determines which area it reveals, but once you get all of them, then it reveals the entire map, which is good for obvious reasons. Wouldn't mind... see, I wouldn't mind getting an aerodrome here, so I can have some, well, I'm going to take these cities anyway. I haven't really needed it. Maybe I go for a missile silo. Just like, right in there is fine. Because there is some fame associated with getting the first nuclear weapon. So I can build one there later. Alright, let's get the polar satellite. Is that enough? Not quite. Let's swap you off, Christ the Redeemer. There we go. Okay, a little more fame from completing satellite network. I think that phase is 200. And let's squeeze that last bit in here. Satellite network, satellite network, satellite network. So you can see why Topkapi is so good. Like, there are so many projects that you actually have to build late in the game. Now, if you are a builder, it's not as important because, you know, you can turn on the builder mode, and so like the Australians, or if you have a ton of production, it's not as big of a deal. But if you haven't done that, then, you know, I'm just going to go for celebrating. It doesn't matter at this point. I've definitely won the game. It's a matter of how much I've won the game by. We'll buy that. Get you on satellite network? Not quite enough. One turn satellite network. Alright. And yeah, we can start upgrading these guys. I don't know if I have enough for all of them. I do. Let's see. Yeah, they lose next turn. I probably won't have more than enough war support to take more than these, so I'm not going to go after another city here. I'm going to go for renewable energy because there is a competitive deed associated with it. Could also get computing for the extra science, but I don't want to end the game that fast. I'm pretty far ahead of people at the moment. Okay, so got some deeds there. Yep, that was 300 fame for the satellite thing. So I'm at 19.3. Okay, so Nessa is really the critical thing here. So, where is it? I can't take it? Or is that something I had a demand on? It is, okay. So, Iolkos, also good because it gives me a direct front here. So, let's claim that. And what territories do we need? Where's the uranium? Wish I had a better overview here. Kind of blocks a lot. So we want that. That's like a core part of the city. Where's Alamak? Yeah, so that at least gives us a direct line in territory between our territory and the Black AI. So can't claim nearly everything we want, so I have to be a little strategic about it. We can go ahead and like, ooh, Pyramid of Giza is right there. We can go ahead and send like a single unit to pillage those. And then we'll, we can send these guys actually, they're fast. Alright, Byblos. So as you can see, I need more oil for the Mars colony, and I need some uranium for the ICBM test. But I did just take some uranium right here. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that out. And then, let's see if I can find a spot. Right in there. There we go. It is a massive project, so it can be really difficult to find an appropriate spot for the ICBM test. I do try to keep that in mind earlier in the game when I'm building cities and where I'm placing districts. It isn't a super high priority, really, because ICBM test is rarely going to be the difference between victory and defeat. Let's see. I can get it to 2 turns, which is perfect. You can work on Christ the Redeemer. And over here, we can build the archaeological dig. That looks good to me. Not worried about eating up other yields at this point. And down in Natusa, you actually want to grab a nuclear missile as well. We'll probably end up having to buy it out. Could absorb Nessa here. I don't think that's a good idea, though. I'd have way too many pops, and it actually might lead to stability problems with how many districts there are in both of these. No, leave me alone. Oh, they made that a city. Okay. That's fine. Let's get in position to attack the black AI. Yeah, we can just, like, roll right in there. A little bit of an escort. Still just line infantry on these, but it should be more than enough. Black AI is still in the industrial, I believe. Yeah. Okay. End the turn. Got our ICBM test there. It's got renewable energy. And that's 150 fame for that project. So got another 50 fame for competitive Aerostar, all that good stuff. And pollution is getting up decently high. Still at 255 pollution. However, I would like the financial district for more money. Make sure I can get my merchant Aerostars before the game is over. Honestly, I might want this theater first. Little bit of extra influence to get me those aesthete stars, and then we'll queue up a nuclear plant to reduce the amount of pollution I'm generating. No thank you, I do not want that civic. Let's go pillage this outpost here. Okay, I guess there are some train stations in here, which is why they're behaving kind of funny. I'm going to just buy out that nuclear weapon, so I get that competitive Aerostar. And then what I want here are some multi-rolls. Gonna take them a while to build. I don't have, these are really expensive, 8,000 production, so keep that in mind if you want those. It's better to upgrade them with money, in my experience. Yeah, pillage that. Okay. Now what we can do, we can go for Exosuit to give me movement speed and all that. And that'll bring us down the tank line as well. We don't care about free officers because its allied units gain combat strength bonus when attacking stronger units, and I have a tech advantage, so I'm never going to take advantage of that. Okay, no. And, let's see, what is that? They do have a biplane. Just in case I need these guys, let's bring the submarines over. Janissaries, okay. They do have a lot of artillery here. They have a decent-sized army, actually. Bigger than I'm used to seeing with the AI. Anyway, let's just go ahead and declare war. Their armies are out of position, so... Okay, and immediately assault Babylon. Okay, I'm defending, so they're selling out. High ground here is good. Bunch up as much as possible. Leave the flag open, because then they might not suicide all their units. Go ahead and... okay. Can't quite do that yet. That's fine. So at this phase, I am just trying to accumulate as much fame as possible. Might as well get another uranium. Well, yeah. You don't reduce the time of building Christ the Redeemer, so I'm not going to worry about that. I might actually, let's buy that out, increase my production a fair bit there. Alright. Alright, I managed to survive. Let's kill this thing with a submarine. Torpedo the poor wooden ship. Okay, there's an expansionist star. Need 7 more. Really don't want to deal with 5 artillery. That's actually a fairly dangerous army, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to upgrade this guy first because it heals him. Then we'll worry about the other ones. I do have a lot of gold income, so it can upgrade these guys pretty reliably. Okay, and because even though I'm just occupying, I have enough stuff for the Mars colony now. So if you are occupying something, you are considered to have access to those resources. So I don't need to take it in the peace deal. So I can go ahead and get working on the Mars colony here. You can work on Christ the Redeemer. Same with you. Okay, Mars colony there. So the thing with the Mars colony is that you actually have the choice to end the game or not. I do like to go for as much fame as possible at the end. But unlike finishing the tech tree, like finishing the tech tree is just, you know, the game is over on the next turn. You don't get a choice. But with the other stuff, you do get that choice. With Mars colony, you can just be like, okay, I don't feel like ending the game yet. I want to keep on playing. And it's totally valid to do that. It's not like you're cheating or anything. So I'm going to do that. They had some really nice luxuries over here. A lot of production stuff. If they had gone like the Egyptians or something into some other production cultures, that would have been really good for them. Like they have +1 industry per worker. You know, they have +2% industry. Good stuff. Here's where all my gemstones are. Curious, what's in range here? We'll probably blow up one of these cities. Could go for a thermonuclear as well, but I'm just going to worry about the multi-rolls for the time being. A little more production in here, just because I would like to use the city to, you know, support offensives and all that kind of stuff. So replace units and all that. Okay, composite armor. Where do you think you're going, mister? Okay, we're just running around with this glob of artillery, which, hey, you know, if that's what you want to do. No, I'm not revoking my +1 city cap. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go for Sapar. And I don't want to bring these units into the battlefield. But I can shoot from outside the battlefield. And I can shoot with each of them separately. Do a little bit of damage to my line infantry there, but that's worth it. We'll do some more splash damage. There we go. So artillery, very nice to have. Recommend always having them when you can. Move this guy back. So I mean, if they are on the battlefield, they do not quite as much damage as when they're off, in my experience. But they are able to fire every turn. And they're pretty surprisingly effective against things like tanks. So do keep that in mind. Okay, lots of fame. I'm at 21k. Let's see how far I can push this. Need more aesthete stars, need more tech. Merchant, expansionist. Alright. What am I building here? Might as well get that. It'll help with... it's something I can actually build, and it'll help me get my aesthete stars. Go ahead and upgrade these guys. Okay, that artillery is dead. Okay, they're not taking that battle, that's fine. These guys are retreating, so I can get a guaranteed fight here. I'll put my artillery up in back. And I am the, I do have the German's legacy trait, so I am getting +3 from iron ordnance. So I do have stronger artillery. Though they have dug in, which I can remove with my own artillery. So what I want to do is hit each one of these artillery with a separate shot to remove that +10 dug in combat bonus. And then my rifles are going to be much more effective against them. You can see I just one-shot them pretty much. Whereas some of these other ones, it's going to take longer to damage. You'll see when I attack with this guy here. So when I attack with him, because it has the dug in, it's giving him +10. So I don't do nearly as much damage with the rifles. Let's go ahead and remove dug in. Might as well just finish these guys off with my artillery if I can. Can't quite. Okay, there we go. Easy victory. Removes the biggest threat, honestly. And we'll get ready to attack Avaris on the next turn and wipe out the rest of their army. Okay. Could farther reduce pollution if I need to. I'm not doing too bad at 265. Is there anything vital that I need? I have more than enough science output already. I'm not worried about that. Let's start filling in some of this stuff while I work on getting the rest of my era stars. Social housing would be okay. Computing would speed up the rest of my tech, so ironically I don't want that. Let's go for mass entertainments because I can use that +6 influence on main plaza. Okay. Okay, time to start queuing up things that are going to take a while to produce. I'm pretty much committed to whatever is built in the city already at this point. Not worried about yields or anything like that, so just want to be ending the turn a little bit more quickly. So there aren't really any shared production things I need anymore, so let's just reduce pollution as much as possible. I do find it kind of funny that the nuclear plants require less production than like solar plants. Let's see, right here, yeah, I could build an airfield here. That's a little bit more forward. I'll be able to make use of the multi-rolls later. And go for Enjoy. Gives me some extra yields. How am I on my Aerostars? Need 9k for my aesthete, so 2 more turns there. A few more turns on Merchant. Scientist stars will not be a problem. Merchant star, or Expansionist stars, I mean, I do need to go for pretty quick. Okay, those guys are hanging out. Should have been demanding those earlier. Go ahead and plop that down right there, and we can attach. That'll get us a little bit closer to our Aerostars that we need. Okay, so these guys are caught out in the open here. Janissaries are much weaker in field battles than they are in sieges and sorties and that kind of stuff. So let's move my artillery up here, and we're going to go for this fight right here before we assault. It'll remove some of the advantages the Janissaries have, because they won't get that +3, I think it is, that they would normally get from a sortie and that kind of stuff. Okay, so my artillery will not be able to shoot on this turn because I need to move them all as reinforcements. So let's move them back here where they won't be in the way. I want to get as many shots as I can. So still doing like a fire and move kind of tactic even later in the era here. One thing you can do once you get like tanks and stuff is tanks are very resilient. So your enemy needs anti-tank guns to really take care of them. So you can use tanks to block line of fire for your other units, so your squishier units can get up to cities and that kind of stuff. Kill the guys on the high ground here. That'll let us slip right in there. Just shoot right down onto those Janissaries. Oh. These line infantry are quite resilient with the dug in and the fort that they're on and all the bonuses they're getting, but it matters not. So normally these would have 51 combat strength if they were assaulting or if this were a sortie. Let's remove dug in. These guys have dug in, but I one-shot them anyway. Just going to use my artillery to damage these guys as much as possible. Alright, move forward. Line infantry is dead without their dug-in advantage, and the Janissaries are gone. Okay, so, yeah, easy fight. This episode's going to be a little bit long as I try to squeak out all the era stars. They're going to surrender soon. Okay, that returned that to the Haudenosaunee. Let's see. They're looking to surrender soon, most likely. And still want to stay back here. Let's go for social housing. That'll give me more jobs in my city. Still don't have insurrection theory. We can pick that up. Insurrection theory is the final upgrade to your defensive units in your cities that you get. So it gives you irregulars 50 base combat strength. So you know they'll still die to major enemies. But okay, 2 multi-rolls. Yeah, we can make use of those in the near future. And let's start reducing pollution here. Alright, end turn. And actually, what I need is... I unlocked some influence-producing infrastructure, I think. Yeah, pretty sure I got it. I guess I have it. Oh, no, I don't have that. Okay. Get the theater there. And get all this influence stuff. Let me go ahead and buy that. I need commons quarters for that. Well, I don't have commons quarters. It's not an infrastructure I typically build, so I had no idea I actually needed that. Wait, I have oil in here? Where? Wow, I can't believe I missed that earlier. Okay, can get a lead manufactory, may as well do that. Okay, and then let's get the commons quarters. I don't really care where. I just want the influence and the ability to build the infrastructure here. There we go. That is expensive for +6 influence. 4 turns to build in my main city. Wow. How am I doing on my aesthete stars? Okay, I'm at 2. I need like another 40-ish K, less than that. It's definitely going to be a race to finish that before I complete the tech tree. It's fine. I don't care about train stations really. It is a non-factor for me. I built it there. I thought I built one out here. Go ahead and buy that out this turn. And then we'll... I guess he can't make it there. Doesn't have enough speed or whatever. Enough range. Can you get to that one? No, okay, so I'm going to have to hop forward. feel like their range is really quite limited, and there are some issues. Oh, we don't want to prohibit construction of that stuff. Go away. But there are some issues with okay, that's our tech path. There's some issues with fighters, specifically like if they end up in a battlefield, you can't actually use them. They have to be outside the battlefield. And battlefields get really, really big, so it's hard to actually make effective use of them sometimes. Because they need to be in range, and their range is kind of limited, but they also need to be far enough away, you know, that they're not in the battlefield. Okay, war resolution. We want Babylon and all the attached territories there. Let's see. What else is there? Sika. And Belsoro. Okay. That should do it. How are we on our expansionist stars? Okay. So, need to go to war again against, what's his face? This guy down here. Can I attach this? No, not quite. I think I might need to just declare war right away to have any chance at the expansionist stars. So, surprise war. I get to see some helicopters in action here, which is nice. I don't always get to use them. They're kind of fun. And they do a lot of damage. So they have this shatter, so it removes dug in with the helicopters. And you can see they can just like target fortifications straight up. They also they don't require direct line of sight. As you can see, I can shoot over this this obstruction here. So I'm going to need my rifles here to take care of some of these other guys. Go ahead and shoot there. Don't think I can, yeah, I won't be able to get in that district. There we go. And we'll use, right, so you have to, like, they default to shooting stuff, so you have to click the move button. And I think if you move, you can't attack. So imagine them like a bit of a weapon team, the helicopter gunship. They have to spend time setting up in the same way that like artillery would. And in a lot of ways, they do fill the role of siege artillery in the contemporary era. They just take a long time to get. Okay. I'm just looking for stuff to take up time, so let's go for some of this expensive stuff. Yeah. And over here, that looks good. Anything that reduces pollution is fine. Okay, there we go. And nothing's really sticking out to me here. Could build main battle tanks that'll take 4 turns. I think that's probably going to be the longest of anything. Yeah, go ahead and get some of these. It'll take a while. Come on, Aesthete Stars. I need 20k. It's 4 more turns. Might get it at like the last possible turn. Okay, let's keep going. See if we can get that expansionist start. Move my fighters up. It would be cool to show off the fighters. So I'm actually going to delay attacking this a turn just so I can show you what the multi-role fighters can do. We'll use them to support my attack here. Because they are fun. I do enjoy using them. It's just hard to use them effectively sometimes. just because of the issues I talked about earlier. Okay, let's make sure our artillery is in the battlefield as well. It actually has higher combat strength, 71. This has 60. Yeah, so definitely gets outdated, the siege artillery. Though the Chinese, I believe, have an upgrade to it, which are they're pretty solid. All right, here we go. Let's get this battlefield started. A lot of artillery and all that good stuff. Let's end the deployment. I should be able to take care of it no matter what. Ooh, these are like narrowly outside the battlefield. Oh, I forgot to turn off air patrol, so now I have to wait a turn. That's fine. We'll have another opportunity to use them, hopefully. Anyway, okay. Let's, aha. So they can't shoot over mountains, apparently, which I did not know. Huh, interesting. They could shoot over obstructions earlier, so I'm not sure why they can't do that now. So I guess in that respect, siege artillery is better, maybe? Depends on whether or not this stuff is a bug. Okay, I'll just go ahead and end the round. These guys will come to me. And if they don't, then at least I can show off the fighters. It's very similar to using the siege artillery bombardment from off-map. And so the multi-role fighters, they come, where are they? Right here, fighter jets. So they're just as effective at airstrikes and patrols. But over here, you kind of have monoplanes and strategic bombers. So monoplanes kind of suck at like strafing stuff. They don't do a lot of damage, whereas strategic bombers can't intercept enemy aircraft. So you have to specialize a bit when you first unlock them if you really want access to that kind of stuff. All right. Yeah, let's just build that. That's fine. It takes a few turns. Sure, we can manual battle. So I do have my irregulars here, thankfully. And apparently I have some... Oh no, okay. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of damage for just being like city defense things. Move you up here, shoot there, shoot there. I do have a lot of combat strength buffs, so I actually have more strength than these rifles. You can see there's the support screen that comes up. So this shows you your planes that can reach the battlefield. Currently, because I had to take them off air patrol, so they're not actually able to do an airstrike. Otherwise, I would demonstrate that. Okay, could you stop being impossible to kill, please? There we go. Alright, alright. End the turn. Getting very close to the end. And actually, the game should end basically on the next turn here. Yep. Well, so I could have gone back and researched guerrilla warfare to delay. We'll see if I end up actually getting this aesthete star. I'm not sure if it'll count or not. I'm hoping this is in range of the fighters. We will find out. Okay, it's assault, manual battle. There we go. Have some supports here. And you can see that my artillery is also listed because it is in fire support range and not on the battlefield. So I can, use the siege artillery. They have moved this round already. Actually, no, they should be able to... I don't know why... Oh, because I haven't ended my deployment yet. Yeah, I don't care about my deployment. Okay, so you can do these both at the same time or separately. So you can select this one to do an airstrike, or I can airstrike with each one individually. I do hit my helicopter here, but it'll recover. Actually, why can't I do that? Yeah, I'm still trying to play with air support and figuring out, like, why I can do things or why I can't. I guess that is that out of range, the... Can I airstrike right here? What about right here? How about right here? Yeah, I don't know why it's telling me that I'm in range if I can't actually use this. There are a lot of issues with airstrikes at the moment. Like, what if I select from here? There we go. So they can be quite effective. They do area of effect damage. So, yeah, if your enemy does not have anti-aircraft by the time that these units start showing up, that you can be in a lot of trouble, particularly with strategic bombers is when it really takes off. Biplanes don't matter quite as much. And they're annoying, but they're not that big of a deal. Okay, there we go. Alright, well, missed out on the expansionist star, it seems, unless it updates next turn. Same with the aesthete. I would get it if I had been a little smarter about my tech. We'll see if it counted after that end turn. I don't think it did. Alright, so best era, contemporary era, obviously. I got a ton of fame there. Almost 7,500, so pretty good. 22,000, very respectable score, not bad at all. A little bit higher than my average, I would say, 22,287. So let's take a look at my my eras. So I think you can really see from this, like, how much the Harappans set me up. Like, look at how many era stars I got in the Ancient. That's a lot. And, like, the ability of the Harappans to set you up for the late game like that, with all the pops you need to fill your jobs later in the game, like your scientist jobs and your merchant jobs and all that kind of stuff. They're just amazing. Harappans kind of let you do anything, which is why I rated them S tier. Others have to specialize a bit more. Like, you never need to pick another culture after the Harappans for food generation. Pretty good industrial era there, actually, all things considered. Yeah, so the that aesthete and expansionist starred and update would have had about 500 more fame. So just under 23,000 if I want to count those, which I'm not going to. I'm curious how they did. So they did get the Hittites. They got, wow, they got a lot as the Hittites. I'm surprised. Went into the Huns, so obviously got their militarist stars. I think the Huns are often a mistake for the AI because they get so many bonuses to outputs. I don't know why you wouldn't, want more stuff that gives you outputs. Awful medieval era. Terrible. Yeah, so they kept getting their militarist stars, but look at they didn't give any, like, they didn't pick anything that actually gave them any outputs at all, even though they have plus 50% bonuses to those outputs. Would have been very annoying to spawn near this player at the start of the game. Would have been difficult to deal with, particularly the Huns and the Mongols, but I didn't. So, all right, we don't care about Victor. So let's just take a look at fame here. Obviously, like, really take off around turn 120, start skyrocketing. Curious about the AI science output. Yeah, so they weren't getting a lot of science stars, but they had respectable science output. But you can see where I really start taking advantage of the techs that give me more science, where the AI does not do that. And that slows them down quite a bit. My influence generation. Wish I could zoom in a little bit. This start of the graph is kind of meaningless. So just in case you're interested in any of these things, um, military. Yeah, I usually don't have a massive military. I keep it a little smaller and just abuse the AI. I have like no trade throughout most of the game. A little bit sort of near the start when I was at peace with the Greeks, but that did not last very long. And religion, pretty solid religions on the other continents for a while, but yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed. This was a lot of fun playing through this one, actually. A lot of Constant Warfare, not too dissimilar from my last one, but completely different culture picks. And I learned a little bit more about contemporary era warfare and some of the bugs and how helicopters work and all that kind of stuff. As well as U-boats apparently being able to trespass even when you're not at war or an expansionist. Something good to know for the future in case you need to scout out foreign shorelines. So thanks for tuning in. I know this was a bit of a longer episode, but I really appreciate you all watching to the end. So take care. Have a good one. I'll see you all next time.